Captain Zaris of the Zorak fleet could not believe his auditory receptors. Standing on the bridge of his command ship, he replayed the intercepted human transmission again. The message was clear, and it was no garbled static from a distant star system. These were the words of Earth's top military commander. "Run it through the translator again," Zaris demanded, his eye stalks quivering in agitation. The bridge crew, a mix of various species from the Zorak Empire, dutifully complied. A moment later, the same words echoed through the command deck, this time accompanied by a hollow image of General Marcus Steele, the human commander, delivering his speech to a crowd of Earthlings. Zaris turned to his lieutenant Tuss. "What does it mean?" Tuss, whose knowledge of human culture was second to none within the fleet, shifted uncomfortably. "It appears, sir, that humans view us as prey. They have no intention of negotiating peace. They believe in conquering and consuming." A murmur of disbelief spread through the bridge crew. Zaris silenced them with a wave of his claw. "Preposterous. This must be a psychological tactic to intimidate us." He turned his gaze to the vastness of space displayed on the view screen. Beyond the hull of the command ship lay Earth, a deceptively beautiful blue marble swarming with life and danger. The Zorak fleet had been dispatched to this remote corner of the galaxy to establish a foothold on the planet, but so far, every attempt had ended in disaster. Ships vanished without a trace, squadrons of warriors were obliterated, and not a single Zorak had returned with any intelligence on the enemy's true capabilities. Zaris resolved to be different. He would not let his crew succumb to fear or superstition. "Prepare the fleet for immediate assault," he ordered. "We will show these humans the might of the Zorak Empire." General Marcus Steele stood in the command bunker deep beneath the Rocky Mountains, overseeing the final preparations for Earth's defense. The latest reports confirmed that another alien fleet was inbound. Steele's face, a craggy landscape of scars and determination, betrayed no hint of doubt. He knew what needed to be done. "Sir, the Zorak fleet is mobilizing," reported Colonel Hayes, his second in command. "They'll be within firing range in 15 minutes. Steele nodded, his steely eyes fixed on a holographic projection of the approaching fleet. "Good. Let's remind them why they should stay away from Earth." Hayes glanced at his superior. "Permission to speak freely, sir?" "Granted. Why don't we just try to talk to them? Maybe this time it could be different." Steele's gaze remained unwavering. "You think we haven't tried that? Every time we've shown even a hint of weakness, they've attacked us harder." "No, Colonel, we can't negotiate with predators. We have to be stronger, fiercer. If we want to survive, we must become the hunters." The minutes ticked by, each second a drumbeat of impending conflict. The Zorak fleet emerged from hyperspace, their ships forming a phalanx of shimmering metal and energy. Zaris watched from his command ship, his mandibles clicking in anticipation. He had heard the tales of Earth's defenders, but he refused to believe that such a primitive species could pose a genuine threat to the Zorak Empire. "Deploy fighters and prepare to engage," Zaris commanded. The fleet surged forward, weapon systems primed and ready. In the command bunker, Steele observed the Zorak formations. "All units, prepare to engage on my mark." The first salvo came from the Zorak fleet, a barrage of energy blasts that lit up the dark expanse of space. Earth's orbital defenses activated, intercepting the incoming fire with precision. The skies above the planet turned into a battlefield of light and fury. "Send in the drones," Steele ordered. Swarms of autonomous fighters launched from hidden silos, their sleek forms darting toward the Zorak ships. They moved with the agility of predators, weaving through the enemy's defenses and striking with surgical precision. Zaris watched in disbelief as his ships were outmaneuvered and outgunned. How is this possible? They're just drones. The Zorak fleet's coordination began to falter under the relentless assault. Steele's tactics were ruthless, exploiting every weakness with cold efficiency. Each Zorak ship that fell only fueled the humans' resolve. In the chaos of battle, Zaris received a transmission from one of his scouts. "Sir, we've detected unusual energy signatures on the planet's surface. It's possible they have a new form of weapon. Locate and neutralize it," Zaris ordered, but as his scouts moved to comply, they were met with fierce resistance. Earth's ground defenses were as formidable as its space fleet. General Steele watched the battle unfold, his expression unreadable. "They're adapting faster than expected," Hayes observed. "They always do," Steele replied. "That's why we have to stay one step ahead." In the heart of the conflict, the Zorak flagship took a direct hit, its shields failing under the relentless bombardment. Zarus knew the battle was lost, but retreat was not an option. Not for him. He would go down fighting, proving to his superiors and his enemies that the Zorak were not cowards. All ships, continue the assault. Zarus roared. We will not be remembered as the fleet that ran from humans. The battle raged on, each side refusing to yield. As the flagship began to break apart, Zarus found himself admiring the tenacity of his foes. Perhaps there was more to these humans than he had realized, but admiration was not enough to save him. In his final moments, Zarus transmitted one last message to his superiors. The humans are predators. Back in the command bunker, Steele watched as the Zorak fleet disintegrated. He knew this was just one battle in a long war, but it was a victory nonetheless. He turned to Hayes, a grim satisfaction in his eyes. Prepare for the next wave, he said, and make sure that message gets out. Let them know Earth is not to be trifled with. As the debris of the Zorak fleet burned up in Earth's atmosphere, Steele knew the aliens would come again. And when they did, humanity would be ready to remind them once more why Earth was a place where invaders disappeared, never to be seen again. General Steele stood amidst the organized chaos of the command bunker, analyzing data from the recent battle. Earth's victory over the Zorak fleet had bolstered morale, but he knew the respite would be brief. The aliens would regroup and return, perhaps with even greater force. Sir, another transmission from the Zorak homeworld, reported Colonel Hayes. It's garbled, but we can make out a demand for our surrender. Steele allowed himself a brief, humorless smile. They never learn, do they? Patch it through. The screen flickered to life, revealing the stern visage of High Commander Nalker, leader of the Zorak military. His eye stalks quivered with barely restrained fury. Humans, your insolence will not go unpunished. Surrender now, and we may show you mercy. Steele stepped forward, his expression cold and unyielding. High Commander Nalker, Earth does not surrender. If you want our planet, you'll have to come and take it. But I promise you, your fleets will vanish like all the others. Nalker's mandibles clicked in frustration. You underestimate the Zorak Empire, General. We will bring our full might to bear upon your pitiful world. We'll be ready, Steele replied, cutting the transmission. In the depths of space, High Commander Nalker seethed. The humans had humiliated the Zorak Empire time and again. This affront could not stand. He summoned his Council of War, a cadre of the most brilliant and ruthless minds in the Empire. We cannot afford another failure, Nalker began, his voice a low growl. What is our next move? Admiral Zarek, a seasoned strategist, stepped forward. The humans have proven themselves formidable in direct combat. We need a different approach. Intelligence suggests they rely heavily on automated defenses and drones. We could deploy an electromagnetic pulse to disable their technology before launching a ground assault. An EMP, Nalker mused. It's risky, but it could work. What do we need? Our engineers can modify a fleet to carry and deploy the EMP device, Zarek replied. It will take time, but it will give us the advantage we need. Do it, Nalker ordered. And make sure our ground forces are ready to deploy immediately after. We will hit them hard and fast. On Earth, Steele and his team worked around the clock to fortify their defenses. They had intercepted fragments of Zorak communication suggesting a new strategy, but the exact nature remained unclear. Steele knew they had to be ready for anything. General, we've detected unusual activity near Mars, reported Lieutenant Davis from the sensor array. It looks like the Zorak are massing a new fleet. Steele nodded. Alert all stations. We need to be ready for their next move. Days passed with mounting tension. The Zorak fleet drew closer, and Earth's defenders braced for the inevitable clash. When the attack finally came, it was swift and brutal. EMP detected, Hayes shouted as alarms blared throughout the bunker. Brace for impact. A massive electromagnetic pulse washed over Earth's defenses, knocking out satellites, drones, and communication systems. Steele's heart pounded as the lights flickered and dimmed. They were momentarily blind and vulnerable. Activate backup systems, Steele commanded. Get our defenses online now. The Zorak fleet descended upon the disabled Earth forces with ruthless efficiency. Without their automated defenses, the human ships struggled to repel the invasion. Zorak troops landed on the surface, engaging in fierce ground battles with Earth soldiers. Steele grabbed his combat gear and weapons, preparing to join the fight. Colonel Hayes, you're in charge here. Coordinate our forces and get those drones back online. I'll lead the defense on the ground. As Steele emerged from the bunker, he was met with the sounds of battle. Explosions rocked the landscape, and the sky was filled with the streaks of laser fire. He rallied his troops, their faces grim but determined. "Hold the line," Steele shouted. "We will not let them take our home." The fighting was intense and brutal. Human soldiers, armed with everything from advanced weaponry to makeshift defenses, clashed with the relentless Zorak invaders. Steele fought at the front, his every move calculated to inspire his men and hold back the alien tide. Despite their initial advantage, the Zorak forces encountered fierce resistance. Earth's soldiers fought with a desperation born of defending their very existence. Slowly but surely, the tide began to turn. In the command bunker, Hayes and the remaining staff worked tirelessly to restore their systems. "Drones are coming back online," Davis reported. "We can start re-engaging the enemy fleet." "Do it," Hayes ordered and patched through to the general. On the battlefield, Steele's communicator crackled to life. "General, this is Hayes. We're getting the drones back online. Support is on the way." Steele grinned through the grime and sweat of battle. "Good work, Colonel. Keep it up. We're holding them here." With the drones reactivating and joining the fight, the balance began to shift. The Zorak fleet, once confident in their overwhelming power, now found themselves besieged by the revitalized human defenses. The skies filled with the returning swarms of autonomous fighters, cutting through Zorak ships with renewed vigor. High Commander Nauker watched in horror as his forces faltered. "This cannot be. How are they recovering so quickly?" Admiral Zarek beside him could only shake his head. "The humans, they are relentless." Back on the ground, Steele's forces pushed the Zorak invaders back, reclaiming lost ground with every step. The Zorak had underestimated the humans' resilience and tenacity, a mistake that would cost them dearly. Steele looked up at the sky, where Earth's drones danced their deadly ballet among the stars. "Send a message to Nauker," he told Hayes over the comm. "Tell him this is just the beginning. We will never stop fighting." As the battle raged on, Steele knew they had won this round, but the war was far from over. The Zorak would return, and when they did, Earth would be ready to show them once again why humanity was a force to be reckoned with. High Commander Nauker seethed with rage as he watched the remnants of his fleet crumble under the relentless assault of Earth's defenses. The humans, with their maddening resilience and unyielding determination, had once again turned the tide of battle in their favor. He could not afford another failure. The reputation of the Zorak Empire and his own command hung in the balance. "Admiral Zarek, prepare the final contingency," Nauker ordered, his voice a menacing growl. "We will not be humiliated again. If we cannot conquer these humans, we will ensure their destruction." Zarek nodded, understanding the gravity of the command. The final contingency was a last resort weapon, one that would unleash a catastrophic wave of destruction, sacrificing the Zorak fleet but annihilating Earth in the process. It was a desperate scorched earth tactic, but Nauker saw no other option. On Earth, General Steele stood amidst the smoke and debris of the battlefield, his eyes scanning the horizon for any sign of the next wave of attackers. His troops, though battered and weary, remained resolute. They had defended their home against impossible odds, and they were prepared to do so again. "Colonel Hayes, status report," Steele barked into his communicator. "Sir, we've re-established full control over our defense systems," Hayes replied. "Our drones and orbital defenses are operational. However, we're detecting a significant energy buildup within the Zorak fleet. It's unlike anything we've seen before." Steele's eyes narrowed. "They're up to something. Get our scientists on it immediately. I want to know what we're dealing with." As Hayes relayed the orders, Steele turned his attention to the sky. The Zorak fleet hovered ominously, a looming threat that refused to dissipate. Steele knew they were planning something drastic. Minutes later, Hayes returned with grim news. "General, our scientists have analyzed the energy readings. The Zorak are preparing to deploy a doomsday weapon. If they activate it, it will wipe out all life on Earth." Steele's heart pounded. This was it, the final gambit of a desperate enemy. "We need to act fast, Hayes. Give me a direct line to the fleet commanders." In the command bunker, a flurry of activity ensued as Steele's orders were executed with military precision. Communications were established with Earth's remaining space fleet, and Steele outlined his plan. "Listen up, everyone," Steele began, his voice steely with determination. The Zorak are planning to use a doomsday weapon to annihilate us. We can't let that happen. We need to launch a preemptive strike and disable that weapon before they can deploy it. This is our last chance. Failure is not an option. The commanders nodded, their faces grim but resolute. The fate of Earth rested on their shoulders, and they would not falter. High above Earth, the human fleet launched into action. Fighters and bombers soared through the void, streaking toward the Zorak flagship where the doomsday weapon was housed. Steele's plan was simple but daring: disable the weapon's power source before it could be activated. As the human ships closed in, they met fierce resistance from the Zorak fleet. Laser fire and explosions filled the void, turning the battlefield into a chaotic frenzy of destruction. But the human pilots, driven by the primal instinct to protect their home, pressed forward with unwavering resolve. On the bridge of the Zorak flagship, Nalker watched the approaching human ships with a mix of admiration and fury. "Defend the weapon at all costs," he roared. "Do not let them through." The human fleet, led by Commander Jackson, fought their way to the heart of the Zorak defenses. Jackson's fighter weaved through enemy fire, his eyes locked on the glowing core of the Zorak flagship, the power source of the doomsday weapon. "Cover me," Jackson shouted to his wingmen. "I'm going in." With a final burst of speed, Jackson's fighter pierced the Zorak defenses and fired a volley of missiles at the core. The explosion was blinding, sending shockwaves through the flagship and causing secondary explosions throughout the vessel. In the command bunker, Steele watched the monitors as the Zorak flagship erupted in a spectacular fireball. Cheers erupted from his staff, but Steele's focus remained razor-sharp. "All units, maintain defensive positions. We've won the battle, but the war isn't over yet." As the dust settled, the human fleet regrouped, ensuring that no Zorak ships remained to threaten Earth. Steele received word that Nalker had been killed in the explosion, a fitting end for the tyrant who had sought to destroy their world. With the immediate threat neutralized, Steele addressed his troops and the world. "Today, we have proven that humanity will not bow to invaders. We have shown the Zorak Empire that Earth is not a prize to be claimed, but a fortress to be defended. We will remain vigilant, and we will continue to stand strong against any who threaten our home. This is not the end, but a new beginning. Let this victory be a message to all who seek to challenge us. Earth stands united, and we will never surrender." As cheers echoed across the battlefield and around the globe, Steele allowed himself a rare moment of reflection. The cost had been high, but humanity had prevailed. The Zorak Empire had been dealt a crushing blow, one that would resonate through the galaxy. And so, as the sun set on a war-torn Earth, the message was clear: alien fleets would continue to disappear near Earth, not because of some mysterious force, but because humanity, fierce and unyielding, would always be there to defend its home. The war with the Zorak had left Earth scarred but unbroken. Cities lay in ruins, and countless lives had been lost, but the human spirit remained uncrushed. General Marcus Steele surveyed the reconstruction efforts from the command bunker, his heart heavy with the weight of the sacrifices made. "How are the repairs coming along?" Steele asked, turning to Colonel Hayes. "Slowly but surely, sir," Hayes replied. "We're making progress, but it will take time to rebuild what was lost." Steele nodded, his gaze shifting to a holographic map of Earth. "We need to make sure we're better prepared for the next time. Strengthen our defenses, improve our technology, and ensure our people are ready." Hayes understood the gravity of Steele's words. The Zorak might be defeated for now, but they were not the only threat lurking in the cosmos. Earth needed to be ready for whatever came next. News of Earth's victory over the Zorak spread quickly across the galaxy. Alien civilizations, long oppressed or wary of the Zorak Empire, took notice. Delegates from various species began to reach out to Earth, seeking alliances and offering support. In a historic moment, Earth was invited to join the Galactic Council, an assembly of advanced civilizations dedicated to maintaining peace and order in the galaxy. Steele, along with a delegation of Earth's top leaders, traveled to the Council's headquarters on the neutral planet of Xian. The Council chamber was a grand hall filled with representatives from dozens of species, each with their own unique appearances and cultures. As Steele took his place at the Earth delegation's table, he felt a sense of pride and responsibility. "Welcome, representatives of Earth." The Council leader, a wise and ancient being named Aranor, greeted them. "Your bravery and resilience have inspired us all. We are honored to have you among us." Steele nodded in acknowledgement. "Thank you, Aranor." We are honored to be here and look forward to working together to ensure a future of peace and cooperation. The council session proceeded with discussions on trade, defense, and mutual aid. Earth's inclusion in the Galactic Council marked a new era of interstellar relations, one where humanity would play a vital role in shaping the future of the galaxy. While Earth celebrated its newfound alliances, a sinister force lurked in the shadows. Unknown to the Galactic Council, remnants of the Zorak Empire had regrouped under the leadership of a cunning and ruthless warlord named Dralix. Driven by a thirst for vengeance, Dralix began to plot a resurgence of the Zorak, determined to reclaim their lost glory and destroy those who had humiliated them. Deep within an asteroid field, Dralix's hidden base buzzed with activity as Zorak scientists and engineers worked tirelessly to develop new weapons and technology. Dralix stood before his commanders, his eyes burning with hatred. The humans and their allies think they have won, but they are mistaken. We will rise again, stronger and more powerful than ever. We will strike when they least expect it and bring the galaxy to its knees. Back on Earth, General Steele was acutely aware of the potential for new threats. He had seen the ruthlessness of the Zorak firsthand and knew they would not give up easily. To strengthen Earth's defenses, he sought out unlikely allies among the galaxy's various civilizations. One such ally was the Takarons, a technologically advanced but reclusive species known for their expertise in energy manipulation. Steele traveled to the Takaron homeworld, accompanied by a small delegation. The Takarons, with their crystalline forms and ethereal presence, greeted them with cautious curiosity. "General Steele, we have heard much about your people's resilience," said High Counselor Liara, the leader of the Takarons. "What brings you to our world?" "We seek your expertise," Steele replied. "The Zorak threat is far from over, and we need your help to develop defenses that can withstand their attacks." Liara considered Steele's words carefully. "We Takarons value peace above all, but we also understand the need to defend it. We will aid you in your efforts, General. Together, we can ensure that the Zorak do not threaten the galaxy again." As Earth's alliances grew stronger, so did the resolve of Dralix and his Zorak forces. Months passed as both sides prepared for the inevitable confrontation. The Zorak, now equipped with advanced technology and a fierce determination, launched a series of devastating attacks on key Galactic Council planets, catching them off guard. General Steele, now a prominent figure within the Galactic Council, called for an emergency meeting. "We must act swiftly and decisively," Steele urged. "The Zorak are on the move, and we cannot afford to be reactive. We need to take the fight to them." The council members, shaken by the ferocity of the Zorak attacks, agreed. A coordinated counteroffensive was planned, with Earth and its allies leading the charge. The combined fleet, comprising ships from multiple species, gathered at a strategic point near the Zorak stronghold. As the fleet prepared to jump to hyperspace, Steele addressed the assembled forces. "Today, we stand united against a common enemy. The Zorak have brought war and suffering to countless worlds, but no more. We will strike with all our strength and end their threat once and for all." The assault on the Zorak stronghold was swift and brutal. The combined fleet emerged from hyperspace, unleashing a barrage of firepower that overwhelmed the Zorak defenses. Dralix, aboard his flagship, watched in disbelief as his forces crumbled under the relentless assault. "No, we cannot be defeated," he roared, rallying his remaining ships for a desperate counterattack. In the heart of the battle, Steele's command ship spearheaded the assault. Earth's advanced weaponry, enhanced by Takaron technology, proved devastatingly effective. Steele coordinated the fleet's movements with precision, exploiting every weakness in the Zorak defenses. As the tide turned decisively in favor of the Galactic Council, Steele received a transmission from Dralix. "You may have won this battle, human, but the Zorak will rise again. We will never be defeated." Steele's response was cold and unwavering. "Your time is over, Dralix. The galaxy will no longer live in fear of the Zorak." With a final coordinated strike, the fleet targeted the Zorak flagship. Explosions ripped through the vessel, and in a blinding flash, Dralix and his command were no more. The victory over the Zorak marked a turning point for the galaxy. With the threat eliminated, a period of unprecedented cooperation and prosperity began. The Galactic Council, strengthened by Earth's resilience and leadership, embarked on initiatives to rebuild and advance civilization across the stars. General Marcus Steele, hailed as a hero, continued to serve as a guiding force within the Council. His efforts ensured that Earth and its allies remained vigilant and prepared for any future threats. Under his leadership, The galaxy flourished, united by a common goal of peace and progress. As Steele stood on the observation deck of the newly constructed Galactic Council headquarters, he reflected on the journey that had brought them here. The battles fought, the lives lost, and the victories won had forged a bond between species that could withstand any challenge. "We have come a long way," Steele mused, watching the stars. "And we will go even further." Together, years passed, and the memory of the Zorak War became a part of history. General Marcus Steele, now retired, spent his days mentoring the next generation of leaders. His legacy, one of bravery, resilience, and unwavering dedication, inspired countless individuals across the galaxy. One evening, as Steele sat in his garden on Earth, a young cadet approached him. "General Steele," the cadet began, "I've read all about your battles and your victories. How did you find the strength to keep fighting, even when things seemed impossible?" Steele smiled, the lines on his face a testament to a lifetime of experience. "It's simple," he said. "When you're defending your home, your family, and your way of life, you find strength you never knew you had. Remember that, and you'll always be ready for whatever comes your way." As the cadet left, Steele looked up at the night sky, filled with stars and possibilities. The galaxy was vast and full of challenges, but he knew that as long as there were defenders willing to stand up and fight, there would always be hope. And so, under the watchful gaze of the cosmos, the legacy of Earth's defender lived on, a beacon of courage and unity for all. Despite the apparent peace, the galaxy was not entirely free from threats. In the far reaches of unexplored space, a new danger began to emerge. A mysterious and ancient race known as the Xylar, who had remained hidden for millennia, started to make their presence known. Unlike the Zorak, the Xylar operated in the shadows, using advanced technology and subterfuge to achieve their goals. On Earth, General Steele, now an advisor to the Galactic Council, received troubling reports of unexplained disappearances and strange phenomena. General, Colonel Hayes, now senior commander, briefed him. "We've intercepted signals that suggest a new player in the galaxy. The Xylar. They're unlike anything we've encountered before." Steele's face hardened. "We need to understand their motives and capabilities. Prepare a reconnaissance mission. We must know what we're dealing with." A team of elite operatives, led by Captain Lara Jenkins, a decorated officer known for her bravery and tactical acumen, was assembled for the mission. Their objective, to infiltrate Xylar space and gather intelligence. Equipped with the latest stealth technology and weapons, the team embarked on their perilous journey. The mission took them deep into uncharted territories, where they discovered Xylar outposts and advanced facilities hidden within asteroid fields. The Xylar technology was unlike anything they had seen, blending organic and synthetic components in ways that defied conventional understanding. Captain Jenkins transmitted her findings back to Earth. "General Steele, the Xylar are building something massive. We don't know their intentions, but whatever it is, it's a potential threat to the entire galaxy." With the reconnaissance mission's success, the Galactic Council convened to discuss the Xylar threat. High Counselor Eriner, now a close ally of Earth, addressed the assembly. "The Xylar have remained hidden for centuries. Their sudden emergence is troubling. We must be prepared for the worst." Steele stood, his presence commanding the room. "We need a united front. The Xylar's technology and methods are advanced, but we have the strength of our alliances. We must act swiftly and decisively." A plan was formulated to monitor and counter the Xylar threat. Earth scientists and engineers worked alongside their Takaran and other allies to develop new defenses and strategies, while fleets were positioned to respond to any potential incursions. Determined to learn more, Captain Jenkins volunteered for another mission, this time to infiltrate a Xylar command center. Disguised and equipped with advanced camouflage, she and her team penetrated the Xylar's defenses. Inside, they discovered the true extent of the Xylar's plans. The Xylar were not merely interested in conquest. They sought to harness the power of dark matter, an energy source that could potentially warp reality itself. If successful, they could bend the laws of physics to their will, making them virtually unstoppable. Jenkins transmitted the critical information back to Earth. "General Steele, the Xylar are on the verge of a breakthrough. We have to stop them before it's too late." With the gravity of the situation clear, Steele and the Galactic Council approved a bold plan, a preemptive strike to destroy the Xylar's dark matter facility. The combined fleets of Earth, the Takarans, and other allies mobilized, preparing for what could be the most dangerous mission yet. As the fleets assembled near the Xylar stronghold, Steele addressed the coalition. Today, we stand against a threat unlike any we've faced. The Xylars seek to control forces beyond our comprehension. We cannot allow that to happen. We fight not just for our worlds, but for the very fabric of reality. The Coalition fleet jumped into Xylar space, immediately engaging in a fierce battle. The Xylar, with their advanced technology and cunning tactics, proved to be formidable opponents. The void was filled with the chaos of war. The ships from both sides clashed in a desperate struggle. Captain Jenkins, now aboard a strike vessel, led the assault on the dark matter facility. Her team fought their way through heavy resistance, each step bringing them closer to their goal. The facility's defenses were unlike anything they had encountered, but the Coalition forces pressed on with unwavering determination. In the heat of battle, Jenkins reached the core of the facility. "We have to disable the dark matter reactor," she shouted to her team. "It's our only chance." As Jenkins and her team worked to disable the reactor, the battle raged on outside. The Xylar, realizing the threat to their plans, intensified their efforts to repel the invaders. General Steele, commanding from the front lines, coordinated the fleet's movements with precision. "Hold the line," Steele commanded. "We can't let them interfere with the strike team." Inside the facility, Jenkins and her team encountered fierce resistance from Xylar guards. With time running out, Jenkins made a desperate decision. "Set the charges," she ordered. "We have to blow the reactor, even if it means sacrificing ourselves." The team set the charges and fought their way to the extraction point. As the charges detonated, a massive explosion rocked the facility, sending shockwaves through the battlefield. The dark matter reactor was destroyed, and with it, the Xylar's plans for domination. The destruction of the dark matter facility marked a turning point in the conflict with the Xylar. Their forces, now disorganized and leaderless, retreated into the depths of space. The Coalition, though battered, emerged victorious. Back on Earth, Steele and the Galactic Council received the news with relief and gratitude. "Captain Jenkins and her team have saved us all," Steele said, his voice filled with pride. "Their bravery and sacrifice will be remembered forever." The victory against the Xylar was celebrated across the galaxy. Earth and its allies had once again proven their resilience and strength. The Galactic Council, now more united than ever, continued to work towards a future of peace and cooperation. With the Xylar threat neutralized, the galaxy entered a new era of exploration and discovery. Earth's technology, bolstered by Takaran and other alien advancements, reached new heights. Humanity, now a respected member of the Galactic Council, played a crucial role in shaping the future. General Marcus Steele, though retired from active duty, continued to serve as an advisor and mentor. His legacy of courage and leadership inspired generations of leaders across the galaxy. Captain Lara Jenkins, hailed as a hero, took on a new role training the next generation of operatives. Years passed, and the galaxy flourished under the watchful eyes of its defenders. The lessons learned from the conflicts with the Zorak and the Xylar ensured that vigilance and preparedness remained paramount. On Earth, a monument was erected in honor of those who had fought and sacrificed for the galaxy's future. General Steele, now an elder statesman, stood before the monument, reflecting on the journey that had brought them here. "Humanity has come a long way," he said to a group of young cadets. "We have faced unimaginable challenges and emerged stronger. Remember this, the true strength of a civilization lies not in its technology or its weapons, but in the courage and unity of its people." As the cadets looked up at the stars, they understood the weight of Steele's words. The galaxy was vast and filled with wonders and dangers, but as long as there were guardians willing to stand and fight, there would always be hope. And so, under the endless expanse of the cosmos, the legacy of Earth's defenders lived on, a beacon of courage, unity, and resilience for all. The peace and prosperity that followed the victory over the Xylar lasted for decades. The Galactic Council continued to foster cooperation and technological advancements among its member civilizations. However, the universe was vast, and new threats were always on the horizon. One day, disturbing reports began to trickle in from the edges of known space. Colonies went silent, and deep space probes vanished without a trace. A mysterious force was at work, one that defied all attempts at communication or understanding. General Steele, now a revered elder statesman, was called back into action. "We need your expertise, General," said High Counselor Arianer. "This new threat is unlike anything we've encountered. We need someone with your experience and strategic mind to lead the investigation." Steele nodded, his resolve undiminished by age. "I'll do whatever it takes to protect our galaxy. Prepare a fleet. We must uncover the nature of this threat and neutralize it." Captain Lara Jenkins, now a seasoned leader with countless missions under her belt, was tasked with leading the exploratory fleet. As they ventured into uncharted space, the sense of unease grew. Their sensors picked up anomalies, disturbances in space-time that suggested a technology far beyond their own. The fleet arrived at the last known location of a missing colony. What they found was chilling. The entire settlement had been erased, leaving behind only ghostly echoes in the electromagnetic spectrum. What could have done this? Jenkins wondered aloud. And why? As the fleet continued its investigation, they encountered remnants of advanced technology, partially organic and partially synthetic, suggesting an intelligence both ancient and enigmatic. Deep within a cavernous structure on a desolate planet, Jenkins and her team made a startling discovery. They uncovered records and artifacts from a long-forgotten civilization known as the Eldar. The Eldar had been ancient guardians of the galaxy, tasked with maintaining balance and order. According to the records, the Eldar had faced a powerful adversary known as the Voidbringers, entities that sought to consume all matter and energy. Jenkins transmitted the information to General Steele. "General, the Voidbringers are a threat from a bygone era. The Eldar managed to seal them away, but it seems the seals are weakening." Steele's face was grim as he absorbed the news. "We need to find a way to reinforce those seals. If the Voidbringers are as powerful as the records suggest, they could spell doom for us all." The Galactic Council mobilized its best scientists and historians to study the Eldar records. Meanwhile, Jenkins and her team scoured the galaxy for any surviving Eldar technology or knowledge that could help them combat the Voidbringers. Their journey took them to forgotten worlds, ancient ruins, and perilous space anomalies. Each step brought new challenges and dangers, but also valuable insights. They learned of the Eldar's use of harmonic energy fields to contain the Voidbringers, a technology that was far beyond current capabilities. Realizing that they could not face the Voidbringers alone, the Galactic Council reached out to all known civilizations, both allies and former adversaries. "We must stand united," High Counselor Aranur declared in a galactic broadcast. "The Voidbringers threaten us all. We need every resource, every mind, and every warrior to face this existential threat." The response was overwhelming. Species that had once been enemies put aside their differences, and even those who had remained neutral joined the cause. The galaxy was united as never before, driven by the common goal of survival. Armed with the knowledge and technology of the Eldar, the combined galactic forces prepared for the inevitable confrontation with the Voidbringers. They established a defensive perimeter around the regions where the seals were weakest, ready to confront the enemy head-on. General Steele and Captain Jenkins stood at the forefront of the command center, overseeing the preparations. "We've done everything we can," Steele said. "Now, it's up to the bravery and determination of our forces." The Voidbringers arrived in a terrifying wave, their forms shifting and pulsating with dark energy. The battle that ensued was unlike any the galaxy had ever seen. Energy weapons clashed with void tendrils, and harmonic fields resonated with the power of 1,000 suns. Despite their preparations, the galactic forces found themselves pushed to the brink. The Voidbringers were relentless, their hunger insatiable. In the heat of battle, Captain Jenkins realized that the only way to truly stop the Voidbringers was to recreate the Eldar's original seal, a task that required immense energy and a direct interface with the enemy's core. "General, I have to go," Jenkins said, determination in her eyes. "I can activate the seal, but it will mean my life." Steele's heart clenched, but he knew there was no other choice. "Do what you must, Captain. Your bravery will not be forgotten." With the support of her team, Jenkins infiltrated the heart of the Voidbringer's presence. She activated the harmonic energy field, channeling all the power they had harnessed. The Voidbringers writhed in agony as the seal began to take effect, pulling them back into the void from which they had emerged. The galaxy watched in awe as the Voidbringers were sealed away once more. The cost had been great, but the victory was undeniable. Captain Jenkins' sacrifice ensured the safety of countless worlds and species. In the aftermath, the Galactic Council honored Jenkins and all who had fought bravely. Monuments were erected, and the story of their heroism was told across generations. The galaxy entered a new era of unity and cooperation, forever vigilant against threats from beyond. General Steele, though saddened by the loss of so many brave souls, felt a deep sense of pride. "We have proven once again that when we stand united, There is nothing we cannot overcome. Let this be a lesson to all who would threaten us. We are the guardians of the galaxy, and we will never yield. Years turned into decades, and the story of the Voidbringers became a legend. The galaxy flourished under the guardianship of the United Civilizations. New alliances were formed, and technological advancements reached new heights, all fueled by the desire to protect and explore the cosmos. In the halls of the Galactic Council, a new generation of leaders took their places, inspired by the heroes who had come before them. They knew that the universe held many secrets and challenges, but they were ready to face them, united in their resolve. And so, the Guardians of the Galaxy continued their eternal vigil, ever watchful, ever ready, and always united in their mission to protect the stars. As the galaxy settled into its newfound era of peace and cooperation, whispers of a new threat began to emerge. In the dark corners of space, far from the eyes of the Galactic Council, mysterious disappearances and unexplained phenomena started to occur. Rogue fleets, shadowy figures, and ancient relics hinted at a power lurking in the shadows. Dr. Elena Vasquez, a leading archaeologist and historian, stumbled upon a series of ancient texts that spoke of the Shadow Lords, an enigmatic group believed to have wielded immense power in the distant past. These texts hinted at a hidden empire, one that had once ruled vast stretches of space before vanishing without a trace. Determined to uncover the truth, Dr. Vasquez gathered a team of experts from various fields. They embarked on a perilous journey to the farthest reaches of known space, following the cryptic clues left behind by the ancients. Along the way, they encountered abandoned outposts, derelict ships, and remnants of a forgotten civilization. Their quest led them to a planet shrouded in darkness, where they discovered a hidden fortress. Inside, they found relics and artifacts of incredible power, as well as records that detailed the rise and fall of the Shadow Lords. According to these records, the Shadow Lords had been banished to a parallel dimension by the Eldar, who feared their growing influence and the dark energies they commanded. As Dr. Vasquez and her team delved deeper into the fortress, they inadvertently triggered a series of events that began to weaken the barriers between dimensions. The Shadow Lords, sensing an opportunity, started to seep back into the galaxy, bringing with them an aura of dread and despair. Reports of their return reached the Galactic Council. General Steele, now an advisor to the Council, recognized the signs. The Shadow Lords were not just legends, he said grimly. We must prepare for a threat unlike any we've faced before. The Galactic Council acted swiftly, mobilizing fleets and rallying forces from across the galaxy. Captain Sarah Takara, a rising star in the Galactic Defense Force, was chosen to lead the charge. Known for her strategic brilliance and unyielding spirit, she quickly earned the respect of her peers and the trust of her superiors. Takara coordinated efforts with Dr. Vasquez and other experts, developing a plan to counter the Shadow Lords. They knew that conventional weapons would be ineffective against these beings of pure darkness. Instead, they focused on harnessing ancient technologies and unlocking the secrets of the Eldar. In a daring mission, Takara and her team infiltrated a long-lost Eldar sanctuary, hidden on a remote moon. There, they found the Lumina Core, a powerful artifact capable of generating intense light energy, the only known force that could repel the Shadow Lords. The core was guarded by a series of intricate puzzles and traps, designed to test the worthiness of those who sought its power. After overcoming numerous challenges, Takara's team successfully retrieved the Lumina Core. They returned to the fleet, ready to deploy the artifact in the coming battle. The Shadow Lords, now fully awakened, launched their assault on the galaxy. Their ships, dark and foreboding, spread fear and chaos wherever they went. The Galactic Defense Force, under Takara's command, engaged them in a series of intense battles. The Lumina Core proved to be a game-changer. Its light energy disrupted the Shadow Lord's dark powers, allowing the human and allied forces to gain the upper hand. However, the Shadow Lords were relentless, and the battles took a heavy toll on both sides. The climax of the conflict took place near the planet Arcturus Prime, where the Shadow Lords had established a foothold. Takara led a daring strike to the heart of their operations, aiming to destroy their command center and cut off their connection to the Dark Dimension. As the Galactic Defense Force fought valiantly in space, Takara and a select team of elite soldiers infiltrated the Shadow Lord's stronghold. They encountered fierce resistance, but their determination and the power of the Lumina Core kept them moving forward. In a final epic showdown, Takara faced the leader of the Shadow Lords, an entity of unimaginable darkness and power. With the Lumina Core, she channeled a beam of pure light, engaging in a battle that shook the very fabric of reality. The battle was fierce and brutal, but in the end, Takara's unwavering spirit, that combined strength of the Lumina Corps prevailed. The leader of the Shadow Lords was defeated, and the remaining forces were banished back to their dark dimension. With the Shadow Lords vanquished, the galaxy once again found itself at peace. The Lumina Corps was placed in a secure location, its power safeguarded for future generations. General Steele, proud of Takara's leadership and bravery, addressed the Galactic Council. "We have faced many threats, and we will face many more. But as long as we stand united, there is no force in the universe that can overcome our resolve." Captain Sarah Takara was celebrated as a hero, her name added to the annals of galactic history alongside other legendary figures. The galaxy entered a new era of exploration and discovery, with a renewed sense of purpose and unity. Dr. Vasquez continued her research, uncovering more secrets of the Eldar and other ancient civilizations. Her work ensured that the knowledge and wisdom of the past would never be forgotten. And so, the Guardians of the Galaxy remained ever vigilant, ready to face any threat that dared to emerge from the shadows. United by their shared experiences and sacrifices, they stood as a beacon of hope and light in the vast, dark expanse of the universe. In the aftermath of the Shadow Lord's defeat, the galaxy experienced a fragile peace. Reconstruction efforts were underway, with planets rebuilding their infrastructure and societies healing from the scars of war. The Galactic Council worked tirelessly to strengthen alliances and ensure stability. However, beneath the surface, old wounds and unresolved conflicts simmered. Pirate factions, warlords, and remnants of the Shadow Lord's followers sought to exploit the chaos, threatening to disrupt the delicate balance. Captain Sarah Takara, now a celebrated hero, was tasked with leading peacekeeping missions to quell these emerging threats. While on a mission to mediate a dispute between two warring planets, Takara encountered a mysterious figure known as the Phantom. This enigmatic individual, cloaked in shadows, seemed to possess knowledge of the Shadow Lord's secrets and wielded dark powers reminiscent of the defeated enemy. The Phantom orchestrated a series of attacks across the galaxy, targeting key locations and spreading fear. Takara and her team, including Dr. Vasquez, who had become an advisor on ancient lore, were determined to uncover the Phantom's identity and motives. Following clues left by the Phantom, Takara's team discovered the existence of a lost world, rumored to be the birthplace of the Shadow Lords. This planet, hidden in a region of space known as the Dark Nebula, was said to contain relics and artifacts of immense power. Venturing into the Dark Nebula, Takara and her team faced numerous perils, from hostile environments to ancient traps designed to protect the secrets of the Shadow Lords. Along the way, they uncovered evidence of a once thriving civilization that had fallen under the Shadow Lord's influence. Reaching the heart of the lost world, Takara's team discovered a massive temple, its walls adorned with cryptic symbols and ancient texts. Inside, they found the remains of the Shadow Lord's original followers, preserved in stasis chambers. These beings, long thought extinct, held the key to understanding the Shadow Lord's origins and powers. As they explored the temple, the Phantom appeared, revealing himself as the last of the Shadow Lord's original disciples. He sought to revive his masters and restore their dominion over the galaxy. A fierce battle ensued, with Takara and her team fighting to prevent the Phantom from completing his ritual. Amid the chaos, Dr. Vasquez deciphered the ancient texts, discovering a way to harness the temple's power to counter the Phantom's dark energies. Takara, wielding the Lumina Core, channeled the temple's light energy, creating a force powerful enough to disrupt the Phantom's ritual. With a final decisive strike, Takara and her team defeated the Phantom, sealing the temple and preventing the resurrection of the Shadow Lords. The Lost World, once a source of darkness, now became a beacon of hope and knowledge. Returning to the Galactic Council, Takara and her team shared their findings, revealing the true origins of the Shadow Lords and the lessons learned from their ancient civilization. The Council, recognizing the importance of this knowledge, established a new initiative to preserve and study the relics of the past, ensuring that the mistakes of history would not be repeated. Captain Takara, hailed as a hero once more, continued to serve as a guardian of peace and knowledge. Dr. Vasquez, now a leading figure in the new initiative, dedicated her life to uncovering the mysteries of the galaxy. The galaxy entered a new era of enlightenment and exploration. United by their shared history and the sacrifices of those who came before, the peoples of the galaxy looked to the future with hope and determination. Captain Sarah Takara and Dr. Elena Vasquez, having faced the darkness and emerged victorious, continued to inspire generations. Their legacy, etched in the stars, served as a reminder that as long as there are those who stand for justice and knowledge, the light of hope will always shine through the darkness. In the aftermath of the battle against the Phantom, the Galactic Council convened a celestial conclave, a gathering of the most influential leaders, scholars, and warriors from across the galaxy. The purpose of the conclave was to address lingering threats, foster cooperation, and chart a course for a brighter future. Captain Takara and Dr. Vasquez were honored guests at the conclave. Takara shared her experiences and insights on the front lines, while Vasquez presented her research on the Shadow Lords and their civilization. Their contributions were pivotal in shaping the new policies and strategies that emerged from the conclave. Despite the newfound unity, not all factions were content with the direction the galaxy was taking. A clandestine group known as the Silent Rebellion began to stir unrest, opposing the centralized power of the Galactic Council. They believe in a return to autonomous rule for each planet, free from the influence of a central authority. Takara, now an advisor to the Council's Security Division, was tasked with investigating and countering this silent rebellion. Using her experience in covert operations, she infiltrated the group, uncovering their plans to sabotage key Council initiatives and destabilize the fragile peace. As Takara delved deeper into the silent rebellion, she discovered that many of its leaders were descendants of those who had suffered under the Shadow Lord's rule. They harbored deep resentment towards any form of centralized power, fearing a repeat of history. Takara's mission became not only one of security, but also of healing old wounds and building trust. Meanwhile, Dr. Vasquez continued her work, uncovering more about the ancient technologies and philosophies of the Shadow Lord civilization. She found clues pointing to a powerful artifact known as the Celestial Prism, believed to have the power to unite or destroy entire star systems. News of the Celestial Prism's existence sparked a race among various factions, each seeking the artifact for their own purposes. The Galactic Council saw it as a means to ensure lasting peace, while the Silent Rebellion viewed it as a weapon to dismantle the Council's power. Takara and Vasquez, working together once more, embarked on a quest to find the Celestial Prism before it fell into the wrong hands. Their journey took them to forgotten worlds, ancient ruins, and through perilous space anomalies, testing their resolve and ingenuity. After a series of harrowing adventures, Takara and Vasquez located the Celestial Prism on a remote, uncharted planet. The artifact, a crystalline structure of immense beauty, radiated a powerful energy that resonated with the very fabric of the universe. However, their discovery was not without consequence. The Silent Rebellion, having tracked their movements, arrived to claim the prism. A fierce battle ensued, with Takara and her team fighting desperately to protect the artifact. As the battle raged, the true nature of the Celestial Prism was revealed. It had the potential to amplify the intentions of its wielder, whether for creation or destruction. Takara, realizing the gravity of this power, faced a pivotal choice: use the prism to enforce peace or destroy it to prevent its misuse. In a moment of profound clarity, Takara chose to destroy the Celestial Prism. She believed that true peace could not be imposed by force but had to be built through understanding and cooperation. With a heavy heart, she activated the prism's self-destruct sequence, ensuring that its power would never be used to harm. The destruction of the Celestial Prism marked a turning point. The Silent Rebellion, witnessing Takara's sacrifice, began to question their own motives. Leaders from both sides opened dialogues, seeking common ground and ways to address the grievances that had fueled the conflict. Takara and Vasquez continued their roles as mediators and advisors, helping to bridge divides and foster a spirit of unity. Their efforts were instrumental in drafting the Concord of Unity, a new framework for galactic governance that respected planetary autonomy while promoting collective security and prosperity. With the Concord of Unity in place, the galaxy entered a new era of cooperation and growth. Takara, now a revered stateswoman, and Vasquez, a leading scholar, continued to guide and inspire the next generation of leaders and explorers. Their legacy, built on courage, wisdom, and compassion, served as a beacon for all. The galaxy, having faced its darkest challenges, emerged stronger and more united than ever before. As stars shimmered in the vast expanse of space, the message was clear: vigilance, unity, and the unyielding spirit of humanity would forever guard against the shadows. The journey of Captain Sarah Takara and Dr. Elena Vasquez was a testament to the enduring power of hope and the indomitable will to protect and preserve the light of civilization. Years of peace had transformed the galaxy into a thriving federation of planets, with the Concord of Unity serving as a strong foundation for cooperation and mutual prosperity. However, in the far reaches of uncharted space, a new threat began to emerge. With the Reapers defeated, the galaxy entered a new era of unprecedented unity and strength. The lessons learned from the conflict solidified the bonds between planets and cultures, ensuring a lasting peace. Captain Sarah Takara and Dr. Elena Vasquez, their names etched in the annals of history, continued to inspire future generations. Their legacy of courage, wisdom, and perseverance served as a beacon of hope, guiding the galaxy towards a brighter and more prosperous future. The story of the Vanguard, their battles, and their sacrifices became a timeless legend, reminding all that even in the face of the greatest darkness, the light of hope and unity would always prevail. Years had passed since the defeat of the Reapers. The galaxy flourished under the guidance of the Galactic Federation, and technological advancements ushered in a golden age of exploration and discovery. Yet, in the shadows, remnants of past conflicts and hidden secrets began to stir. Captain Sarah Takara, now a revered figure and mentor within the Federation, was approached by a mysterious emissary. The emissary carried an ancient artifact, inscribed with symbols that Vasquez recognized as belonging to the lost civilization of the Elysians, a race thought to have been extinct for millennia. Intrigued by the artifact, Takara and Vasquez embarked on a new mission to uncover the truth behind the Elysians' disappearance. They gathered a new team of explorers, scientists, and engineers, setting their course for the distant star system where the artifact was found. Their journey led them to Alicia Prime, a planet once teeming with life but now a barren wasteland. As they delved deeper into the planet's history, they discovered remnants of advanced technology and clues suggesting that the Elysians might have survived by transcending into another dimension. The team encountered a series of ancient Elysian gateways, each leading to different dimensions. Through rigorous study and daring exploration, they managed to activate one of these gateways, stepping into a dimension that defied all known laws of physics. This new realm, filled with strange and hostile creatures, tested the limits of their knowledge and abilities. Amidst the dangers, they discovered that the Elysians had indeed survived, evolving into beings of pure energy residing in this alternate dimension. The Elysians, now ethereal beings, communicated with Takara and Vasquez. They revealed that their transition to a higher state of existence was a desperate measure to escape a catastrophic event in their home dimension. This event, known as the Great Collapse, was caused by an unstable energy core that threatened to annihilate both their dimension and the physical realm. The Elysians pleaded for the Federation's help to stabilize the energy core and prevent another cataclysmic event. In return, they offered knowledge and technology far beyond what the Federation had ever seen. Takara and Vasquez, understanding the gravity of the situation, returned to the Galactic Federation with the Elysians' message. The Federation Council, though cautious, agreed to assist. Scientists and engineers from across the galaxy collaborated on a project to stabilize the energy core. Time was of the essence. The team worked tirelessly, facing numerous challenges and setbacks. The closer they got to a solution, the more they realized the extent of the threat. Failure was not an option, as it would mean the destruction of both dimensions. As the project neared completion, a rogue faction within the Federation, fearing the Elysians' advanced technology, attempted to sabotage the effort. Takara and her team were forced to defend the project while continuing their work to stabilize the core. The situation reached a climax when the dimensional fabric began to tear, causing disruptions in both realms. Takara led a daring mission into the heart of the Elysians' dimension, using their newfound technology to directly interact with the energy core. In a harrowing final effort, Takara and her team managed to stabilize the core, but not without significant sacrifices. Several team members, including some of Takara's closest friends, were lost in the process. Their bravery and determination ensured the survival of both dimensions. The Elysians, deeply moved by the Federation's sacrifice, shared their advanced knowledge as promised. This knowledge led to a new era of technological and philosophical growth for the galaxy, bridging the gap between the physical and ethereal realms. With the crisis averted, the galaxy celebrated a new era of unity and understanding. The Elysians' knowledge revolutionized many aspects of life, from energy production to medicine. The Federation strengthened its bonds with other civilizations, fostering a spirit of cooperation and mutual respect. Captain Sarah Takara, now a symbol of interdimensional unity, continued her work as a mentor and leader, guiding the next generation of explorers and scientists. Dr. Elena Vasquez, honored for her contributions, spearheaded new research into the mysteries of the universe. The story of Takara, Vasquez, and the Vanguard became a legend told across the galaxy. Their courage and determination in the face of unimaginable odds inspired countless others to pursue knowledge, seek understanding, and defend the unity of the galaxy. As the sun set on a thriving galaxy, the message was clear: through unity, sacrifice, and a relentless pursuit of knowledge, even the greatest challenges could be overcome. The legacy of the Vanguard lived on, a beacon of hope and resilience for all who dared to dream of a better future. In the wake of the Elysian crisis, the galaxy entered a period of unparalleled peace and prosperity. However, the tranquility was interrupted when a series of mysterious energy anomalies began to disrupt the fabric of space-time itself. These anomalies seemed to echo ancient events and artifacts that were long thought to be relics of a forgotten age. Captain Sarah Takara and Dr. Elena Vasquez, now leading a new generation of explorers, were tasked with investigating these anomalies. Their mission led them to an ancient site on the fringe of known space, where they uncovered evidence of an ancient and powerful civilization known as the Arcanists. The Arcanists were rumored to possess technology that could manipulate space-time in ways previously thought impossible. As Takara and Vasquez delved deeper into the ruins, they found inscriptions detailing the Arcanist experiments with a technology called the chronocore, an artifact capable of altering the flow of time. The Arcanist had vanished centuries ago, leaving behind only fragmented records and enigmatic clues. The team's investigation revealed that the chronocore had been hidden away to prevent its misuse. However, it seemed that the core's influence was affecting current space-time anomalies, suggesting that it had been activated or tampered with recently. The investigation took a perilous turn when the team encountered an enigmatic faction known as the Temporal Enforcers. This group was dedicated to controlling the flow of time itself, ensuring that no civilization could harness the chronocore's power for their own ends. The Temporal Enforcers were highly skilled and well-equipped, using advanced technology to combat any perceived threat to the timeline. Takara and her team faced formidable opposition as they navigated through a series of confrontations and challenges imposed by the Enforcers. Tracking the anomalies, Takara and Vasquez discovered a temporal nexus, a convergence point of multiple timelines that was being manipulated by the Temporal Enforcers to destabilize the galaxy's present. This nexus was crucial for understanding the full scope of the disruptions and for countering the Enforcers' plans. The Temporal Enforcers' goal was to reset the timeline to a state they deemed more controllable, effectively erasing the progress made by the galaxy's civilizations. Takara's team had to decipher ancient Arcanist technologies and counter the Enforcers' temporal manipulations to prevent the timeline's collapse. The conflict escalated into what became known as the Time Wars, a battle not only across space but also through the threads of time itself. Takara's team, along with allies from various civilizations, engaged in a series of skirmishes that spanned different eras, from past to future, each battle influencing the outcome of the current timeline. The struggle was intense as both sides maneuvered through different historical periods, each action reverberating across the timeline and affecting the present reality. Takara's strategic brilliance and Vasquez's expertise with ancient technologies played a pivotal role in countering the Enforcers' efforts. In a climactic confrontation at the heart of the temporal nexus, Takara and her allies faced the leader of the Temporal Enforcers. The battle was a desperate fight to protect the integrity of the timeline and ensure the survival of the galaxy's current state. Utilizing the chronocore's power, Takara and Vasquez managed to stabilize the nexus and neutralize the Enforcers' threat. The Temporal Enforcers were defeated, but the victory came at a great cost. The timeline itself was damaged, requiring significant effort to repair and restore. With the Temporal Enforcers defeated and the nexus stabilized, the galaxy faced the enormous task of healing the damage done to the timeline. The effort required collaboration among all civilizations, utilizing the advanced technology recovered from the Arcanists and Temporal Enforcers. Takara and Vasquez played key roles in coordinating the restoration efforts, working tirelessly to repair the disruptions and ensure that history remained intact. The process was complex and demanding, but their leadership and dedication saw the galaxy through the restoration. As the timeline was restored and stability returned, the galaxy entered a new era of understanding and cooperation. The lessons learned from the Time Wars fostered a deeper appreciation for the delicate balance of time and the interconnectedness of all civilizations. The Arcanist's legacy became a symbol of the power and responsibility that came with advanced technology. The chronocore was secured and studied, ensuring that its potential for misuse was mitigated while harnessing its benefits for scientific and philosophical advancements. Captain Takara and Dr. Vasquez, having navigated through the complexities of time and space, reflected on the journey that had brought them to this point. The challenges they faced strengthened their resolve and deepened their understanding of the universe. The galaxy celebrated the heroes who had defended the timeline and preserved the progress of civilizations. Takara's leadership and Vasquez's expertise were honored, and their contributions became a part of the collective memory of the galaxy. As the galaxy moved forward, the story of the temporal enforcers and the Time Wars became a testament to the resilience and unity of its people. The chronicles of Captain Sarah Takara and Dr. Elena Vasquez inspired future generations to explore, innovate, and safeguard the delicate balance of existence. The galaxy, now united and vigilant, prepared for whatever challenges lay ahead, knowing that the lessons of the past would guide them through the infinite journey of discovery and growth. The echoes of their struggles and triumphs became a beacon for those who ventured into the unknown, ensuring that the spirit of exploration and unity would continue to shape the future. With the timeline restored and peace achieved, Captain Sarah Takara and Dr. Elena Vasquez resumed their roles as leaders and explorers. However, the resolution of the Time Wars had not entirely erased the subtle echoes of the past. Unexplained phenomena continued to occur across the galaxy, hinting at residual effects of the temporal enforcers' tampering. These anomalies, ranging from temporal distortions to paradoxical events, prompted the Galactic Federation to launch a new initiative. Takara and Vasquez were called upon to investigate these disturbances, aiming to uncover and address any lingering threats. Their investigation led them to the ancient archives of the Arcanists, a repository of knowledge that had been partially recovered. Among the forgotten manuscripts, they discovered references to an enigmatic device known as the Echo Resonator. This device was said to have the power to amplify or mitigate temporal anomalies, depending on its configuration. The team set out to locate the Echo Resonator, believed to be hidden in a remote region of space. Their search took them to uncharted territories, where they faced numerous challenges and encountered civilizations previously unknown to the galaxy. In their quest, Takara and Vasquez came across a mysterious race known as the Veilborn, beings who existed in a state of perpetual twilight. The Veilborn claimed to have knowledge of the Echo Resonator, but were reluctant to share it, revealing only cryptic clues about its location. To gain their trust, Takara and Vasquez had to navigate complex cultural and diplomatic challenges. They engaged in negotiations, demonstrated their commitment to peace, and ultimately earned the Veilborn's cooperation. After securing the Veilborn's assistance, the team located the Echo Resonator in an ancient, hidden temple on a desolate planet. The device, a complex and delicate mechanism, was found in a dormant state. Activating it required precise calibration and understanding of Arcanist technology. As they worked to activate the Echo Resonator, they encountered unexpected difficulties. The device's power resonated with the remaining temporal anomalies, causing fluctuations and disturbances that threatened their progress. The activation of the Echo Resonator triggered a massive temporal rift, causing chaotic time distortions across multiple locations. Past, present, and future events began to collide, leading to dangerous and unpredictable phenomena. Takara, Vasquez, and their team faced a race against time to stabilize the rift. They coordinated efforts to contain the anomalies and prevent further damage, all while dealing with the ongoing effects of the temporal distortions. Amidst the chaos, they encountered a figure known as the Temporal Guardian, an enigmatic being who had been safeguarding the integrity of time throughout the ages. The Guardian revealed that the rift had been exacerbated by an ancient conflict between the Arcanists and the Temporal Enforcers, a battle that had left lingering disruptions in the fabric of time. The Temporal Guardian offered crucial insights and assistance in stabilizing the rift. With their guidance, Takara and her team developed a plan to use the Echo Resonator to repair the temporal distortions and seal the rift. The final calibration of the Echo Resonator required a synchronized effort from multiple civilizations. Takara and Vasquez orchestrated a coordinated effort, drawing on the expertise and resources of their allies. The process was delicate and fraught with risk, but their determination and collaboration proved essential. With the rift stabilized and the anomalies contained, the Echo Resonator was successfully recalibrated. The galaxy witnessed the resolution of the temporal disturbances, and the stability of time was restored. In the aftermath, the galaxy celebrated the restoration of temporal stability. The efforts of Captain Takara, Dr. Vasquez, and their allies were recognized as pivotal in preserving the integrity of history and preventing potential disasters. The knowledge gained from the investigation and the resolution of the temporal anomalies became a cornerstone of future research and exploration. The Echo Resonator was carefully studied and secured, ensuring that its power was used responsibly and ethically. The galaxy entered a new era of understanding and exploration, with a renewed focus on the mysteries of time and space. The lessons learned from the Time Wars and the subsequent disturbances shaped future policies and technological advancements. Captain Sarah Takara and Dr. Elena Vasquez continued their work, guiding the next generation of explorers and researchers. Their legacy became a symbol of resilience, collaboration, and the unyielding pursuit of knowledge. As the galaxy thrived under a new era of cooperation and discovery, Takara and Vasquez took time to reflect on their journey. The challenges they faced had forged lasting bonds between civilizations and expanded the horizons of what was possible. Their story became a beacon of hope and inspiration, reminding future generations of the importance of unity, exploration, and the responsible use of advanced technology. The echoes of their achievements resonated through the galaxy, shaping the future and ensuring that the legacy of their efforts would endure. With peace and prosperity firmly established, the galaxy looked to the stars with renewed curiosity and ambition. The exploration of new frontiers and the pursuit of knowledge continued, driven by the spirit of discovery that had defined Captain Takara and Dr. Vasquez's legacy. As new challenges and opportunities arose, the galaxy remained vigilant and prepared. The lessons of the past, the triumphs over adversity, and the commitment to exploration ensured that the future would be guided by the principles of unity, innovation, and resilience. The story of Captain Sarah Takara and Dr. Elena Vasquez became a legend, a reminder that even in the face of the most formidable challenges, the spirit of discovery and the quest for understanding would always light the way forward.